welcome. This is a general reading for the collective of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Welcome, cross watchers for Cancer. And if you're brand new to the channel, happy to have you join us. Please feel comfortable. Come into the comments, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. I do reply. I get around to it. So I like to see where everyone's coming from. We're in Scorpio mansion now. The moon, the new moon energies have dissipated, and the sun followed the moon into the sign of Scorpio. So energies kind of shift when we move from Libra to Scorpio. I just want to give you that heads up. You are a water sign for those of you that are here with the Cancerian energy, so it probably isn't as difficult a shift for you. Just like to let people know. What I'm going to do is pull from tea leaf fortune cards. I'm going to just fan them out here and then close my eyes, look away, avert my eyes, and pick 2 cards from each side. I do this because I look away because there are different colored cards, and I don't want to select just based on that. I want it based on energy here. Right here. Okay. So I'm gonna turn them over and tell you what they are, and then I'm going to try to make a little story out of it, or stories if there are 2. We have the egg, success assured with good plans and hard work. You get the egg. I know the lighting makes it hard to see sometimes. You've got the elephant. A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. I love that. And we have the hand, in need of help, assistance, and guidance. Okay, so put your hand up, hey, over here. And then the butterfly, a change for the better. Oh my goodness, I love it. So I'm feeling, I do want to start out with the egg and just, let you know that if you continue to come up with good plans and then put in the action that is needed, right? So you know the saying, the best laid plans, right? Well, and we make plans and then life happens, and the universe laughs at us. But it's trying to tell you that success is on the menu. It's assured. Be very careful and intentional with the plans that you're making, and then be prepared to work it through. Okay? I do feel that you might be in need of a little assistance with it and guidance. So this would sort of suggest call in your spirit guides, call in on a trusted friend or confidant. Take the messages that you get here that speak to you, even if the whole reading doesn't. There, sometimes there are little golden nuggets. So I'm feeling that is like hey, I need a little help here. I've got some plans and I'm prepared to do the work, but I want a little guidance. And then it says a long journey will leave you wiser at the end. And it can be a physical journey or a mental journey. It doesn't really matter. Could be a combo even. But it might, while you're doing this hard work, it can be like a slog, right? But you'll be wiser at the end, and then you will experience a change for the better. So they actually kind of come out. I think this was the order, or no, they're a little out of order, but it seems to me like you've got success assured. Call in any extra help or guidance, what do you think? Oh, what do you think? Or take in the messages from tarot that you watch and and write them down, the ones that really pertain to you or that speak to you, and take that as some guidance, and then prepare for a longer journey and the wisdom that will come and the change that will result will be for the better. Love it. It's a nice message for you, Cancer. All right, I'm going to pull a spread now where I'm looking at past, present, future for your person, for you, for the connection. Keep in mind, it's a general reading, not a private reading, so energies can come through reversed. So that middle row, when I'm saying you, it might be speaking to the cross watcher. That's fine. Just take the reading as it resonates for you, leave what doesn't, and here we go. Overall energy, 6 of Swords. Now that's kind of the journey away from some troubled waters to something more peaceful, calm, bringing in some peace of mind. Your person, in the top, coming through with King of Wands energy. You here coming through with an eye on some reconciliation. This is from the past and a need to clarify or to get the air cleared. Wow. Okay. It's looking good. There on the bottom is the work card, right? The hard work card. 8 of Pentacles. So for your person in the past, there's something that they either resisted or were maybe a little defensive about. You very open to some form of meeting in the middle, some form of compromise. I'm not sure if the time was right. Okay, we'll see with the clarifiers, but it kind of feels like what I'm looking at now is there is a progression. We'll have to see, but it feels to me like divine timing is a big factor here, and the time might not have been right for this person. And so they resisted or defended. I don't know what it's about, but I have my own thoughts. I think, sometimes it's about getting somebody to really contemplate or communicate about the direction of the relationship. Where's this going? Where are we headed? Right now, that was then, this is now. Now we have your person, King of Wands. King of Wands in his upright. I see it, I want it, I claim it, it's mine. No hesitation, no defensiveness or resistance, coming at you full on. And here we have the Knight of Swords for you. Now notice it's in the center, so it takes all the energy. It's kind of the vortex. So the center card in this kind of a spread always has the maximum energy going to it. So this is you now with that Knight of Swords saying, all right, well, now is the time to clear the air from something from the past. And we have the Knight of Wands for the connection, which I'm feeling is like a passionate return, meaning that something that wasn't properly timed in the past is now coming toward you. There's a passionate return. Possibly this King of Wands is kind of coming in. And your focus is going to be on making sure that you understand, that you're being understood, that you get clarity, that you're speaking your truth, and that any misunderstandings are cleared up. In the future, here's your King of Wands going straight at that 10 of Cups. It's all about happiness in that sense of, oh my gosh, I never thought I would have something like this and it's mine. I have this beautiful joy, this bliss, this state of nirvana, emotional completion. I feel like who could ask for more? And for you, it's going to be all systems go. The Ace of Wands meets up with that 10 of Cups and says, yep, I'm in. Let's do it. I'm ready. And in the connection, Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is like I say, a feminine archetype of a life partner, but she's sort of real rock solid and steady and grounded. She's like the glue. When you're talking about a family, You think of, if you're thinking of something traditional with two partners and one plays a more maternal role, doesn't have anything to do with gender. It's just the way it happens. There's one that, that sort of takes care of everybody and then is the sounding board and people come to for advice. So that's a Queen of Pentacles, but she's got to be solid, right? She has to be able to handle everybody's stuff and still take care of herself. So I'm seeing this as a shift into that role for you, or whoever is identifying as Queen of Pentacles. It seems pretty interesting. So let's jump in with the Six of Swords. Yes, moving on from the conflict, tension, drama. Yeah, you stalled for time maybe a little bit. We have this Two of Pentacles. I'm feeling like we're moving away here. This is the overall energy for this reading. Moving away from the turbulence, from the conflict, from the tension, from the drama, from any outside source of interference if there is any. What we've got here for the Two of Pentacles could be your energy because you want to be sure, like, whoa, wait a minute. Let's assess let's assess things in real time here and make sure we're clear with each other. But this Ten of Cups is, playing out behind the scenes. You can't see it yet, but it's coming for you, okay? So I feel like in order to have this state of emotional completion, to put a bow on it, right? You're kind of going to be in this a little undecided, maybe a little on the fence, because there are things from the past that need to be rectified through a good, solid, honest communication. Okay, so I'm not going to clarify everything, just what really speaks to me here. I'm sort of feeling the resistance shifting into the King of Wands. Ooh, Queen of Wands, Ten of Swords, Death card. This person really in the past, so let's just hold off on this card for a second because I'm sort of clarifying as things moving, past to the present, present to the future. I feel like this person was pretty defensive, pretty resistant to you. I'm seeing you as the Queen of Wands. And I think they just kind of said, this is going to end badly. I don't want to do this. Is going to end badly. And there was tension. There was something. I don't know how long ago this is. I don't have that kind of a sense on the timing, but it could be, it's a general reading for the collective. It could be recent, it could be long ago. And yet with the Death card underneath, the Death card talks about what we need to release so that we can have some change, and then we can have the growth, and then we can have the transformation. So something needed to change, and the timing probably wasn't right for this person, but now they're kind of looking back at you saying, right? Looking at you saying, I'm ready. I'm ready. I wasn't then, but I'm ready now. And now I'm going to look at the King of Wands to the Ten of Cups. What's going to shift between now and the time that the Ten of Cups is in there? They're ready to commit. Five of Swords, Temperance. I feel like it's kind of an energy of all or nothing. Generally speaking, I'm not fond of the Five of Swords, but in this particular spot, what it lands on, what is coming all around it, I'm not as irked by it for you. I feel like it's this person it plays as like a zero-sum game. They're either all in or they're all out. And I think what happened in the past here is they were out. They were like, nope, this is going to end badly. I'm not ready. We're not ready. There a lot of things need to change. Blah, blah, blah. It was a lot of drama. But you're now moving to calmer waters here. And I feel like this person is ready to commit. They see it. They want it. They're claiming it. Go. No hesitation for that. Underneath is the Temperance card, which is really interesting because if this person is playing full out, like, yeah, I'm going to win this. I'm gonna. There's a certain calm with the Temperance card that says like, yeah, I'm just going to go with the flow because in the end, all the energies are going to come into flow and balance and it's going to go my way. So I'm just going to wait it out. It's a lot of patience in the Temperance card, but it's kind of coming from some wisdom, right? Like we had the Elephant. The long haul, the long journey brings, about a lot of wisdom. And the journey here is to the happily ever after. So it really has been for this person a matter of timing for them to be ready to accept the responsibilities and obligations that come with making this kind of a commitment. They're ready now and they're going to get what they want is sort of how it's coming across. Yep. Strong personality, equally as strong in their claiming energy of, yes, I want this, I'm going to make it happen, come hell or high water, equally as strong in that as they are in their resistance. So this is someone with a strong personality. Could be, we've got Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, and Sagittarius here. I think you were the Queen of Wands, so I'm not counting that. It just feels like we're dealing with fixed energy. Leo is fixed, Taurus is fixed. Okay. So for you, let's look at the Knight of Swords to the Ace of Wands. Yeah, I understand. You tried to kind of find your way to middle ground. It didn't work. Didn't work then. But, it's working now. Two of Swords, Seven of Cups. And there's the Hermit, the Wisdom. Let me get a card for the Ace of Wands for you. Six Pentacles. Yes, because now they're ready for the reciprocity. Okay, so right now you're kind of coming in saying, all right, well, it's a big decision, so we need the clarity. I need the clarity. The Two of Swords, it's a crossroads moment. Big decisions require clear communication. There's a sense of urgency that you're feeling at this point to kind of make sure that there's nothing that was swept under the rugs, things that weren't dealt with straight. And so that's really important to you. And what's landing on this is the Seven of Cups, almost like you're a little confused and maybe you're picking up a few mixed messages. It can be overwhelming when somebody flips on a dime. Now, for some of you, that has happened very rapidly. For others of you, it has been a long time of resistance. Boom! I'm ready. Let's do this. And it kind of comes out of left field. Or if it doesn't come out of left field, it certainly leaves you with a lot to process, a lot of options to consider, especially on an emotional level. As this important decision is being made. But fear not, because you are coming in with a lot of wisdom. This is that long solitary journey. So in this case, the Elephant is the Hermit. It's your version of it. A lot of introspection, a lot of self-awareness, taking that deep dive, really trying to understand yourself, your own motivations, and it can be lonely because no one can really help you with that. And so here you are now with the benefit of that time spent within. saying, whoa, I need the clarity. I need to be sure that we don't have anything unresolved here, that, I understand, that I need to understand fully what happened. Why were you not ready then? You're ready now. Splain, Lucy, splain. Now, it's not going to stop you, okay, necessarily, provided that the focus is going to, that we're moving and we're reigniting a torch of passion here. We've got inspiration, motivation, momentum even. And I like that the Six of Pentacles lands on it, because it's like, okay, now we're cooking with gas, because this person is ready to be 100% invested. You have already been there. You're already there. But this person needed that extra time to be sure that they could live up to what a commitment truly is, and being invested 100%, and being generous with their time, and being generous with their energy, right? Showing up when you need them to show up, and being a true partner. This is like true partnership. So I get it. I can feel that you're kind of like, this is a change. I'm confused. I need the clarity. I want to be sure that we're not just, going off half-cocked here, and things flipping on a dime is maybe not your comfort zone, especially if you're here as the Cancerian. You need a lot of sense of security, like, whoa, don't come at me out of nowhere with a completely different outlook. I need the details, says the Knight of Swords. Give me the details. Okay, so now for the connection. In the past, we had the Wheel of Fortune to the Knight of Wands. Emperor. Three of Pentacles. Justice. I do not think that, I think this is the Divine Masculine up top. I do not think that the time was right. It wasn't that the connection was wrong. I think this person was at sort of a more basic level of becoming invested in the connection. I'm not saying that things were terrible. I just think that you were further ahead. And because this person was just at the beginning stages of sort of being on the same page about where the relationship was headed, maybe it was too big of a jump, what you were talking about or what you were looking for. Or maybe for some of you, there were other things that needed to be resolved. There were things that had the situation out of balance. Could be a legal thing, could be anything that had the two of you a little out of balance, because we have that Five of Pentacles, Five of Wands, which creates that Seven of Wands. Like, whoa, hold up, this is not going to end well. But now this person is kind of coming in. They're sort of making a passionate return, and it feels like both of you are getting excited about it. I do sense like your response to their Knight of Wands energy is to hunker down and provide the stability, because you got King of Wands, Knight of Wands. It's a lot of fire. It's a lot of fast, wild, moving, passionate energy. And I'm sensing you first in the Knight of Swords saying, all right, we need to have a combo. And then in the Queen of Pentacles, shifting into something that's very grounded, very responsible, sort of being like an anchor. Knight of Pentacles, yes. Slowing it down, yes. Hanged Man, okay. And the Five of Pentacles. Oh, give me an extra card on the Queen, please. Queen of Pentacles. Well, the Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn, and so is the Devil. So I'm not really freaked out about that. Four of Cups, Seven of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, I think you've got some concerns right now. Things might be, or when this energy hits you, because it could have already, and I'm reading for present energy, but present energy on a timeline can kind of stretch out. So we are now in the run-up to Mercury retrograde. We're in the sort of pre-shadow phase, right? As Mercury's still moving direct, but as of yesterday, Mercury moved in, oh no, not yesterday. Mercury moved into Pisces. When do we have, yeah, the shadow, moved into the shadow. My bad, I'm looking at notes and I'm like seeing different things. I saw Mercury twice. Mercury began his trek, still moving forward, but it's the shadow, the retrograde shadow, began on October 21st, 2 days ago, right after the new moon, at 20 degrees of Scorpio, okay, is going to move all the way to 6 degrees of Sagittarius, turn around, and then come back over all this territory. So as of 2 days ago, we're in the run-up, I like to say, to the retrograde. And it's all these days leading all the way until 6 degrees of Sagittarius. I don't know when that happens. I think it's the 9th of November or something like that. And then we'll turn around. This is the territory it's going to go back over. So if, you've got this present energy can be unfolding all the way through that, and it's in the retrograde that you may need to do that clarifying, like, this is a turning point, I've got to understand, I'm confused, I want to be self-aware, I want to be clear, I want to make sure I'm crossing my T's and dotting my I's and everything looks good and feels good. So for now, as this feels like somebody kind of bouncing in and out a little bit, or out and back in, Knight of Pentacles is good energy on that Knight of Wands, because it says, all right, we're okay, we're full steam ahead, but we're going to do it with intention. We're going to have a plan. And that's where I think this Queen of Pentacles comes in. You're the voice of reason saying, let's have a plan. The Hanged Man doesn't necessarily have to mean that everything stops, but it can kind of pump the brakes and say, well, let's be sure that we've looked at everything from all angles, that we've taken the 30,000-foot view and we've seen the big picture, and that we, wait for some enlightenment to guide us, because underneath, in what you can't see, in unconscious awareness, I believe, is the potential for, something that comes in fast can leave fast. There's a concern here about abandonment. There's a concern here about stability, about security. Okay? So we want to be sure we're on solid ground, that we've got everything we need in terms of our respective resources. Whatever's happening here is serious. It's a serious shift in the connection. And I think you're aware of that, and you don't want to run into a situation where all of a sudden, you're ghosted, or the person exits as quickly as they entered and you're left to your own misery, right? Or that you don't really have enough stability to kind of pull it off, what it is that they're suggesting. So I don't mind the Five of Pentacles from the bottom of the deck, and I don't even mind the Hanged Man, because I think it's wise, I think it's smart. I love the Knight of Pentacles, slowing everything down, and I think that's all being spearheaded by the energy that you're drawing off the Queen of Pentacles. Like, I want to do this right. I want things to, whatever we decide to do, however it unfolds, I want it to have staying power. I want it to be grounded. I want it to be realistic. Okay, but when I look at the Queen herself, what are we afraid of? Rejection. Not too dissimilar to the Five of Pentacles, the Four of Cups has us being disillusioned and feeling rejected, or feeling like, is this it? Are we there yet? I'm not happy. So I think there are some fears right there on the surface. You're aware of them, that you may end up unhappy here for some reason. The good news is that you're going to be in control of the timing, because as Queen of Pentacles, you're calming all this, you're grounding all this fire, you're insisting that you move forward slowly, methodically, deliberately, intentionally, with a plan. You're making sure, have we considered everything? Have we looked all the way around from every angle? Because I don't want to be left at the altar. I don't want to find out that, you're flat broke and we can't do the things we were planning. Do you see what I mean? I'm just throwing spaghetti, but you know what I mean. It's like that's the underlying fear that you have, is you're going to be left holding the bag, and I feel the devil's not coming in as anything other than egoic fear. Not necessarily resistance, because you're putting in place stopgaps to help control the fast-moving energy of everything, so that will give you some confidence and a sense of certainty that, okay, it's happening in real time, we're making a plan, we're taking it step by step. And it does take time to unfold. So it requires patience. It requires, understanding that it's not all going to happen overnight, and that might reassure you a bit. So I do feel that you're going to have, as this continues to build and you get to this 10 of Cups, Ace of Wands situation, that some of those fears will rise up. Fears of rejection, fears of being, disappointed, especially in matters of the heart. But the good news is underneath, you're going to give it time. You're both going to give it time, the time it needs. So that is what I have. Really interesting reading. The extended, I'm going to give you the astrology that showed up in a second, but the extended, I'm going to put you in the relationship, meaning I've looked at this person, I've looked at you, I've looked at the dynamics, past, present, future, but I want to see, when you are together as a couple, what's working for you, what's not working for you, what are the opportunities. So we're sort of looking at strengths, challenges, opportunities. I want to get a message from this person to you. What do they want you to know? What do they want to say? I'm going to see what your energy is communicating to them. What are they picking up from you at 5D? I'm going to get a card from Spirit with some guidance, advice, whatever comes through, and then in the outcome position, it's like, how might things unfold if we continue on this path? How might things unfold? So all of that is available to you in the links below. There are 3 different ways you can get extended, so be sure you open up the description box and don't just click the first one. Look at the 3 options, okay? Also, if you've enjoyed the reading and you haven't yet done so, please do subscribe below. That is what makes this channel exist, is growing my subscriber base. September was a banner month. October's been a little bumpier. So if you like it, great. Subscribe, hype it. If you've got access to the hype feature, if you have any hypes left for the week, go ahead and hype the video. That makes a huge difference. I noticed it in September. It blew my mind. Anyway, and I can tell, those of you that come in the comments that tell me I hyped it, I can tell that those videos do better. And I appreciate it. So thank you. All right, here we go for the astrology. We had the Queen of Wands is Aries, Death card is Scorpio, King of Wands is Leo, the Hierophant is Taurus, Sagittarius in the Temperance card, Knight of Swords is Gemini, the Hermit is Virgo, the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius. The Emperor is Aries. The Justice card is Libra. We just left Libra season. Knight of Wands is more Sagittarius. Knight of Pentacles is Virgo. The Hanged Man is Neptune. Neptune rules Pisces. Queen of Pentacles and the Devil are both Capricorn energy. And that's what I have. Don't forget, we have the Elephant and the Butterfly. This long journey will leave you wiser at the end. It's a change for the better. Success is assured with good plans and hard work. And if you need help Just ask for assistance or guidance and accept the guidance that comes through in these messages. That's what I have for you. I am headed to the extended. I'll see you there in a second. Bye for now.